Hey, it's Brandon with RPG Overviews, and we're going to take a look at Prestige Paths. Now, this is on drivethrurpg, and it says that it's free edition. It's actually listed as pay what you want, so you can obviously just get it for free, because there is a book that you can get that has more of these paths that you can pay for. So, of course, I'll have a link down in the description if you want to pick it up. It is pretty neat, actually. Let's go through it. It says Prestige Paths Narrative First Advancement by Max McDonald. And so here we've got our table of contents. It's going to tell you how to do it, and it's going to give you some examples of some of these prestige paths. So this is a bunch of stuff here to work with. It says pretty much it's a system neutral solution, even though it kind of uses some OSR type conversions. The mission is to encourage and excite players to pursue in-world goals rather than keep their noses buried in rules and focused only on XP advancement. So I applaud Max for that. That's a good idea. They're tied to locations, groups, and people found throughout your game world, and as such may not be appropriate for all groups. These in-world requirements allow you to curate which paths are available to your players. As always, feel free to cut, change, and edit any rules, so on and so forth. So there's 4 components to this prestige path thing. The first is a set of requirements that must be met before a character can gain the benefit of the path. Often this will include some sort of physical and an amount of a physical object and an amount of training. Second, each path gains a starting feature, an ability that is core to the path's fantasy and is unlocked as soon as all the requirements are met. Most important are trials. They're consisting of a task and a reward. Once the task is completed, the reward is unlocked. This is key to the concept of prestige paths, since it provides each character with a set of goals which they can use to drive their game forward. Finally, each class has a list of focus triggers. These are actions that earn the character focus, which I'll explain in a second. When performed, they represent thematic through lines for the character concept that hopefully encourage good roleplay and evocative descriptions from your players. So here's explaining about the conversion. You've got a blank path sheet and a training sheet at the back of this product here. So training. So this is pretty interesting. It says training is a core component of prestige paths, since it prevents multiple paths from being taken in short periods of time. Training is supposed to take a long time and be performed in moments of downtime or while traveling. I would actually probably use this in other games just for other stuff when you're trying to learn stuff, so it's actually pretty neat. The difficulty of the training is denoted by the number in the brackets. For example, training 3 requires 3 successful training tests. To take a training test, a character must first study and fill 10 training units. That's very important. A training unit is marked for each day of training spent with a tutor. If a character does not have a tutor, which I like that they added this, and is self-studying, then they must succeed on an intelligence check in order to mark the training unit. Training while traveling is made at -4 penalty. Once all 10 training units are filled, the character may make an intelligence check to see if they complete that part of their training. If they pass, mark that section of training as complete. If they fail, they need to spend more time studying. Clear all training units for that section of training and begin again. Yikes, that's going to be tough. Special tutors may grant the character a bonus to this check. Very smart. Once all training tests are complete, the character has completed their training. And so what is focus? Focus is very easy. Each character starts the day with a single point of focus and regains this point of focus each day after rest. They can also earn additional focus points by activating their specific focus triggers, what I talked about earlier. Focus points earned from a focus trigger can only be spent on abilities from the same path as the trigger. Good. Any character with a prestige path can spend their focus as described below. This is generic focus use. Spend 1 focus to add 1 to any ability check, save, or damage roll. I like it. Flourishes. These are evocative descriptions of your character intended to make them feel like an awesome hero. If you put the work into making the scene cool, you get a reward. Awesome has got a typos, Max, so hopefully you'll take care of that. For example, if a trigger states defeat 2 or more enemies in a single turn with a flourish, then you could describe how you crack one of the bandits in the jaw with a devastating uppercut, then drop into a sweep to bring the other crashing to the floor. So here is going to explain how you can build some new paths. Core fantasy. Start with a strong name and 1-sentence description. Build a main feature to facilitate the fantasy. You've got trials. Push the players to use the core feature and follow the theme of the path. At least one trial should be a quest. That's smart. Harder trials have better rewards. Naming. Use archaic adjectives for a more mysterious feel. Mash together concepts And you've got focus, one action that the character would want to do anyway, one evocative narrative beat for use in downtime, one other to help balance the focus usage for the path. Then you've got requirements, usually how the training time and stuff like that. Maybe there's an item or a person or a place. And then the new abilities. At least one ability should have a way to spend focus. Try to interact with the core feature, either improving it or adding new synergies to it. So I'm going to give you an example here. I won't go through all of them, but let's just take a look at this. Here's the Ashen. Great deeds require great sacrifice. A sacrifice that can leave a hero broken, rekindle the fire within. So what's the requirements? After a great loss, find burning purpose and swear the oath to the eternal flame. The training is going to be 2, so you're going to have to get those 20 checks in essence and make the 2 checks twice there, and hopefully make the intelligence check in order to get it. Tend the Ember of Regret, Smolder Rage. Flare Up. Spend any number of focus to flare up. The effect lasts for 1 encounter and grant you bonus damage equal to half the focus spent. Flames flicker from under your armor. I like that part. Then here's your trials. Grim Determination. Face 3 great horrors that remind you of your loss. When facing fear or mind-altering effects, if you pass a save, gain D3 focus. In addition, when facing horrors, gain D3 focus. D3 instead of 1 focus. The Fire Within. Still the flame of wrath from the Crucible Tower. Set your heart ablaze. You can increase the intensity of your flame, causing flare up to deal damage equal to the focus spent, so that's good. However, you take half this damage each round, save to end. Additionally, you can perform a Fiery Burst. Spend any number of focus and deal D6 damage to all creatures within 5 feet, including yourself, for each focus spent. It's going to hurt you. And then you got Spirits of the Fallen. Seek the spirit of one who fell with the same or similar purpose to yourself. They may be contained in an object of meaning or bind themselves to you. You can summon the spirit by spending hit points. In HD, the spirit has hit points equal to HP spent and bonuses equal to the number of HD spent. A lot of stuff being spent there. So what's the focus triggers? Face horrors reminding you of your loss. Get reduced to half hit points once per encounter, and lament your loss. So that's the Ashen. Then we've got the Blackwind Informant, Blessed of the Blade Devil, Celestial Dragonheart, Cold Steel Cerberus, Dawnkeeper Guard. Here is your blank sheet, and then here's your training sheet. So you're going to tick off each one of those, and then you'll get a check when you make your intelligence check, and it's got a quick reference for you. And then here's just a blank sheet on the back. And of course, the one that you have to pay for if you want to pick this up, the big book, has got a lot more of these paths. I think it's pretty smart. I think it's an interesting way of going about it. Kind of drive your characters to advance more role-playing rather than rolling dice and keeping up with experience and stuff like that. So to actually give your character some sort of path, of course, to awesomeness. So there it is, Prestige Paths. Check it out. See what you think. And thanks.